The Toronto Raptors will be entering the 2021 NBA season with an opportunity to make history this year. As it has only been done several times in the NBA's past, the Toronto Raptors have never actually had 3 players on the same team who have been able to score 20 plus points per game on the season. However, this year is the year that I believe the Toronto Raptors will finally be able to add one of their trios on this list, and I will be explaining exactly who and how in this video. Having 3 guys on your team that can average more than 20 points per game is something that is incredibly unique, being that it has only been done 11 times in the entire history of the NBA. So if the Raptors could hit this mark this season, this would be something so incredibly promising. Siakam, VanVleet, and Anunoby will of course be the guys that have the potential to hit this incredible accolade as a trio, and I will be explaining exactly how these 3 will be able to accomplish this. And I do know that this video is coming out after game 1 of the NBA season, and I understand that the Raptors did not play that well, but trust me when I say this, don't overreact to that bad performance, because I can assure you that VanVleet and OG won't be shooting 25 or 17% every single game for the rest of the season, so please do not overreact to this bad performance. It was the first game the Raptors played in Toronto in 2 years, and it was also the first game of the season, so once again, do not overreact. Please still give this video a chance and listen to what I have to say about these 3 players. Just before I dive deeper into this video, I just wanted to say that if you do enjoy this video and Raptors content in general, please consider liking the video and even subscribing to my channel, as I will be delivering weekly Raptors content of discussions and debates throughout the NBA season this year. Only around 7% of the people who watch my videos are subscribed, so if you could please do me a favor and subscribe, it would mean the absolute world to me. If Siakam, VanVleet, and OG Anunoby manage to do what I think should be expected from them this season, that would have them a part of many historic big threes of the NBA's past, and could mean this season for the Raptors would be very promising. Some of these trios include guys like Steph, Clay, and KD, Chris Mullin, Mitch Richmond, and Tim Hardaway, and recently Kyrie Irving, James Harden, and Kevin Durant as of last year, and of course there are a couple of other trios that are on this list as well. Nonetheless, I think the Raptors this season have a great chance to add this trio to the list considering the team's circumstances, and it will be incredibly special if those guys were able to do that, especially to brighten up the future of this team. Starting off with Pascal Siakam, who has been a proven 20 point per game scorer over the last 2 seasons, and I don't think this is changing anytime soon. As Kawhi left the Raptors, that left Siakam with the load to carry the team offensively and be the #1 scoring option. As this is something that Siakam has his ups and downs with, he has always been able to consistently reach the 20-point benchmark, and with the departure of Kyle Lowry this offseason, I think the team is going to be that much more reliant on Siakam, since he has been that proven veteran scorer for the team and will look to be that #1 guy from time to time to help this team get some much needed wins down the stretch. He will be coming off of off-season surgery that could hold him back, but bearing any complications with that, I believe that it should be no problem that Siakam extends his streak to 3 consecutive seasons with at least 20 points per game on this season. Now, Fred VanVleet has been steadily evolving as a scorer as time has went on in his NBA career. His last 2 seasons, he's averaged 18.6 points per game, and last season we almost saw Freddie finally reach the 20-point benchmark with 19.6 points per game. This year, Fred is going to be relied upon the most that he has ever been on the Toronto Raptors, as he will be the guaranteed #1 point guard with Kyle Lowry leaving the team, and he will definitely be asked to pick up his game due to Lowry's departure. Offensively, we've seen Fred grow as a player as his shots have continued to rise, and so have the number of points he's been able to average. The one thing that he needs to work on is his efficiency on the court, as he's already got around 15 field goals attempted over the last 2 seasons, and if he shot the ball at a much better clip than he did, he would have already reached that benchmark. work. Over the last 2 seasons, VanVleet shot the ball just 41 and 39% from the field. However, as much as it would be nice for him to get his efficiency up on the court, with Lowry's departure, we will definitely see VanVleet get plenty more touches, as Lowry's shots will be distributed evenly among this star-studded trio on the Raptors, giving VanVleet that last push to get over 20 points on the season, even if his percentages don't continue to rise. There should be no surprise that this will be his year. As he entered his prime years, he will be getting guaranteed heavy starter minutes, and because of this role, I think Fred will inevitably join Siakam and OG by scoring more than 20 points per game on the year. Last but not least, we have OG Anunoby, who has definitely been the star that shined all preseason. There have been talks that OG could win Most Improved Player, or at least be in that conversation this year, looking at his play during the preseason, and this is something his numbers back up as well. Year after year, OG Anunoby constantly improves on his numbers coming out of the offseason, and this year especially, at the start of the season with Siakam being out because of his surgery, OG is going to be asked to play in his role of being that #1 option on this team, or even sharing it with Fred, and he definitely looked like he could play this role exceptionally well in the preseason. Looking at OG's numbers throughout his career, he has constantly been improving his statistical categories to the point where he averaged just over 15 points per game last year. During the preseason, we witnessed OG evolve his game to what seems like the next level of his career, as he was able to average 19.3 points per game in the preseason while only playing 25 minutes per game. OG will definitely play more than 25 minutes per game this season, which is such a positive sign for this team, and I understand that it was just the preseason, but the way OG was scoring the ball looked as if he had finally hit that elite level of creating shots for himself that can see him be an incredibly dynamic scorer on this team. Honestly, I can even see OG be the top scorer on this team by the way the things have turned out during the preseason, and hopefully he will continue to put up this high level of play. On top of his evolution as a scorer, with Siakam being out for an indefinite period of time, his confidence being the silent leader on this team will slowly grow in time for Siakam's return to allow this trio to prosper together as a unit and genuinely be quite deadly that will surprise some teams down the road. Obviously, all these things are just projections about this trio on the Raptors, but based on everything that I mentioned in this video, I don't see why these three can't be one of the few trios that have been able to put up more than 20 points per game on the season. If it were to happen this year, this team could definitely surprise some people, being one of the stronger teams in the Eastern Conference, speaking since this has never been done in Toronto, and the defensive potential that Raptors have with some of these lineups could be something to keep an eye out for to surprise some teams come playoff time. As this video winds down, please leave a comment on if you think Fred VanVleet, Pascal Siakam, and OG Anunoby have the ability to average over 20 points per game on this season. The Toronto Raptors are finally back to playing basketball in Toronto, and if you want to see weekly videos about the Raptors throughout the season, subscribe to this channel, as the support would allow me to continue to make videos like this and even improve the production quality as the year goes on. Thank you all and have a great night.